Hello, Cryptid Nation. Welcome to another episode of Campfire Tales, where we tell a story that has happened to us, or an experience that has happened to us, that is paranormal, supernatural, or cryptid related in front of this very fake fire. Much like a lot of our cryptid review videos, those are fake as well. Next up, we've got... my name is Chief from Calico Adventures, also known as Jeff. And next up is Big Boy Rabbit.
Hey, y'all know me as Big Boy Rabbit from Mississippi Adventures and Mississippi Milsurf. That's right, that guy. Now, I'm going to pass you on over to the boss man, the founder himself, Wolf.
Hey everybody, it's Wolf coming at you from mid-Missouri, and I am pleased to welcome you to the newest episode. Up next, we got one of our head researchers, Mr. Murphy.
What is up, everybody?
And today we have another guest, this time one of our own head researchers and one of our head armorers, Mr. Moose.
I don't know what's going on. They picked me up at a Home Depot parking lot.
Today, Moose is going to tell us one of his stories. So sit back, relax with a tasty beverage, and enjoy.
All right, bear with me because I've had a few, and this happened several years ago. Yeah, you try to remember where I was even at when this happened. It was in Washington State. I want to say it was near Mount Baker. I was out there hunting deer. I was tracking this one for probably 4 or 5 miles, trying to figure out where it went. Could tell by the tracks it was a good-sized deer, and I wanted it. I get to this clearing. Trail just goes completely cold. Just can't find anything. I do normal semicircles trying to pick it up again. There's just nothing. But as I'm doing this, I get this feeling that I'm being watched. So I start looking around trying to figure out what's going on. There's this hill on the opposite side of the clearing. I can see up and there's this huge shadow figure just looking down this hill at me. Right away, I'm just like, okay, what is this? Trying to rule out everything. My first thought was, okay, black bears are in the area. Every now and then they'll stand on their back feet and look out at stuff. But the tree branch that it was next to, its head was just under it. After all was said and done, I went out there. It was 9.5, 10 feet off the ground. And the way this thing was standing, it wasn't a bear. I can tell you that for sure. So I'm sitting there just eyes locked on it. It's staring at me. I'm staring back at it. We're both just waiting for the other to move, trying to see what's going to happen, you know? And eventually it just turns around, walks off on 2 feet. And at this point, I'm still just standing there frozen. Because I'm afraid to move at this point. I can honestly say that is the first time in my life I've had the fear of God put into me. After standing there probably 5-10 minutes, making sure it's actually gone before I just haul ass out of there. Yeah. So 5-10 minutes later, I get out of there as fast as I can. The entire trail I took to the truck, it was about 4 or 5 miles. I don't think I came out of a dead sprint the entire time. I was trying to get out there as fast as humanly possible. Get away from the area. To this day, I've never gone back to it. But on the way back home, I stopped at a smoke shop for something. Because this area I was hunting in, it was on a Native American reservation. I figured, okay, maybe these guys know what this is. And so I asked the guy working the front counter, and right away, as soon as I bring this up, he starts acting super, super weird about it. Almost like they're not supposed to talk about it. I keep prying for a few minutes with him, and eventually, I can't remember what exactly their name for it translated to, but it basically came down to what this thing was. They know it as like a protector of that forest. And yeah, trying to remember what all it was.
You dropped a candy wrapper, didn't you?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure what this thing really did. If you harvest an animal out of that forest, it would get really pissed if you did not use the entire thing. If you obviously leaving a gut pile, it was usually fine with, but if you're out there trophy hunting, just taking the rack, leaving the animal, it would go after you.
Hmm.
And the other thing that most of the reports of this, or most encounters with this thing, usually came from people who were later found out to be poachers. So this was the first time I'd been out there. I'm sure whatever it was, it's like, okay, this is someone new. Is it a poacher? Is it not? Is it someone that's going to respect the forest, use the entire animal, not be a trophy hunter and take the rack and just leave the rest of it?
Do you think it's a spirit or a physical, like actual being?
I do not know. I was also,
Corporeal or non-corporeal?
I don't know where it was standing. I was too afraid to go up there. Because
Sure.
my thought was it could be something that was setting some kind of an ambush. As soon as I go up there, I'm gone.
What's the lore?
I already told you.
If it's corporeal or non-corporeal?
It would help if I knew remember what they were actually calling this thing.
Okay. Just trying to clarify.
Sounds like some kind of guardian spirit of sorts.
It sounds non-corporeal.
Ginosqua? No, that's not it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not entirely sure what it was I saw that day, but I know good and well it wasn't a bear.
Hey, Moose,
Yeah.
what tribe was that reservation for? I can look it up.
I don't think it was Snoqualmie. It just, I mean,
There's the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest has 15 tribes. So
yeah, I can't remember which one it was. Just because, keep in mind, this was back in 2017, so it was a while ago. Yeah, it very well could have been the Snoqualmies.
Google just says that they called him Sasquatch.
If I recall right, Sasquatch is the English, like, Americanized name.
Yeah, they had a completely different name for it, and like I said, I do not remember what it translated to, but they saw this thing as a guardian of that forest. But it was also one of those, like, first rule of Fight Club, don't talk about it. Just they were really weird about any questions about it.
yeah, and that's gonna happen because I mean, there's you talk about it, and the more likely it'll appear, like certain walkers that we know of.
Yep.
And even the
Flesh
good
pedestrians.
even the good stuff, protective spirits, you don't necessarily want their attention specifically on you, because just because they're generally a protective spirit doesn't mean they're not going to be angry about it.
Yeah, because you might not know what thing you're breaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when this thing was staring at me, I could tell it wanted me out of there, and honestly, message received.
So what would it take to get you to go back?
You could never get me to go back in those woods.
Not even with like a Black Hawk?
No.
Well, dang.
No, like I said, that's the one and only time in my life I have had something put the fear of God into me.
How about 20 million likes?
No.
That's
Wolf, don't try. I'm not going back.
I mean, you might. I mean, no, you could take that bet. That's impossible.
It's not impossible. It's just very, very unlikely.
Yeah, it's just like a 16th of the world. We can get a 16th of the world's attention, sure.
That and whatever it is, knowing Washington State, there's laws against looking for or going after it.
Well, that's true.
Because
Very
Washington does have, what is it, the Undiscovered Species Protection Act. Where if you're caught there looking for Bigfoot or whatever out there, it's like a minimum $10,000 fine.
There's a lot of good stories out of the Mount Baker, Snoqualmie mountain area, that whole region.
Yeah, and that story I just told, that's kind of what sparked this whole thing for me. Just like, okay, what's out there? I was like, I just want to know what's out there. I don't understand it, but I want to.
So this was your introduction to cryptids and the paranormal, then?
Oh, absolutely.
Because that's usually a question we ask our guests, but like I brain farted.
Yeah, that one experience kind of sparked it all. Oh, before all this, yeah, I grew up watching stuff like Monster Quest, Finding Bigfoot. Just like, oh, this is so fake, none of this is real. And then I see something that I just can't explain. It's just like, okay, maybe they were onto something and were absolutely just hamming it up for cameras.
Mountain monsters. Excuse me. I'm allergic to mountain monster bullshit.
I gotta look over there, there's eyes.
Blah, 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 blah.
They're a great group of guys with wonderful entertainment.
Yeah,
It's just unapologetically fake and it's amazing.
that's entirely fair. All right. Well, I think we should close this up.
Actually, if you don't mind, I had a question for everybody.
All right.
What is everybody, since we're talking, more candid, more personal on this show, I figured I'd ask everybody just in a quick little lightning round, what is everybody's favorite cryptid hunting, paranormal hunting show? I'll go first. Mine is Expedition X with Josh Gates. Rabbit, what's yours?
Mountain monsters.
Moose?
Right now, Mountain Monsters, but Monster Quest, there's a lot of nostalgia with that one.
Same.
Chief?
Mine is also Expedition X, Destination Truth, with Josh Gates. Basically, his shows.
All right. And close us out, Murphy.
Probably the Expedition X, Destination Truth, Monster Quest, Finding Bigfoot, Mountain Monsters, as well as Dogman Encounters with the Vic Cundiff.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Lost Tapes.
I
Anyway.
choose not to remember that show. That beyond terrified me as a kid.
The freaking Strigoi vampire episode.
It was the straight up vampire episode.
Yeah, like it was the Strigoi episode that got me.
Rogoy.
Yeah.
No, the vampire one, it was when it was on camera, popped up, and just burst through the wall and starts killing this pest exterminator.
Me.
Just jumps on him, like rips his throat out or something.
Don't forget about our coffee. The link will be down below. You can pick up an awesome, beautiful, high-quality 3x5 TRR flag. We also have stickers coming. They'll be $1 each. You can also catch all of our behind-the-scenes shenanigans and buffoonery. And, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment your start into the cryptid world below. And we will all catch you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.